Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Onepeg. In the course of gaming away, as gamers do, we sometimes end up being recommended to check out games by our audience, and this game is no different. This game is a little bit unique in that the dev team is extremely small. It's one guy in Sweden that's putting together this, I guess, extraction style or hardcore realistic-ish survival simulation shooter called To Vostok. Now, I know that there's already a lot of reviews out there, but people obviously, at least some of them anyway, keep asking for my opinion on it. So we checked out the demo, and I figured I'd let you guys know what I think. The roadmap for To Vostok is one that seems like it's going to take a little while. The single developer in this case looks as though he's trying to keep this development team extremely small. The way that this reads is he's planning on or trying to keep it just him for as long as he possibly can, but should he need to hire someone else on the outside, he will do that. At the moment, the demos that seem like they're laid out are free to play, just as technical play tests for what will ultimately be the finished game. To Vostok comes off as a survival shooter, although it is designed to be a single-player experience, reminiscent of games like Stalker or Chernobylite most recently. Upon loading up the game, the first thing that I noticed as part of this playable demo or play test is the environmental detail. To Vostok is being rendered using Unity, which is interesting considering that most game devs that are trying to go for good environmental detail tend to fall onto the Unreal Engine side of things. But the use of Unity here seems like it's very well done. Environmentally speaking, the particle effects, the volumetric lighting, the level of detail all seems really, really nice. And through the UI, we had the ability to modify the weather and lighting. So we have dawn, midday, dusk, and nighttime, and then we also had the ability to make it rain or be overcast or pouring rain in this case. Shockingly, the rain wasn't deafening, Nikita. It's pretty. And I'm not going deaf from the rain, Nikita. Nikita? Take notes, Nikita. See? You hear that? Hear that? That's ASMR enough. You don't have to go deaf, Nikita. You hear it? I'm just saying, maybe you should hire this guy. He's already working in Unity. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And that's a little joke for people that play Tarkov. I'm assuming that most of my audience plays Tarkov. We know that the rain is very, very loud, but in this game, it seems like it's temperate, I guess would be a good way to put it. The weapons look pretty visceral. They look relatively realistic, and if you use an inspect button, you have the ability to look at the weapon and all of its parts and the associated durability of all of those parts. It looks as though at some point in the future, not only would the guns then be modifiable, but they also would have individual durability based on the weapon pieces and parts that are attached to it. There were several different weapons that we had the ability to use. Shotguns, an MP5, a couple of SMGs, a 5.56 M4, and also on the map we had the ability to find a Mosin Nagant with a PU scope attached to it, which the lenses on these actually felt pretty good. One of the interesting things in the menu was we also had the option to switch between whether we wanted the picture-in-picture that Unity is known for with zoom optics or not. So although there is that picture-in-picture that Unity is notorious for, this guy was able to code in an option to have it not be a thing. So I thought that was kind of nice, maybe saving some frames that way. One thing of note that I did notice that I think was a little bit jarring was the camera recoil. See, in most games, there are two separate recoil systems. The one where the gun recoils, how the gun jars back against your shoulder or in your hands, and then whatever your head does, the camera above it, behind it, floating behind. In this case, at least for this playable demo, those two are conjoined. So it was super unnerving every time that you tried to hold down full auto on a gun to feel the entire camera shake at the same rate that the gun did. It felt unnatural, so that's definitely something that needs to be worked on. Additionally, the AI seemed like it obviously needed some more help. You had the ability to spawn in enemies and fight them however you saw fit, but in spawning them in, they kind of just would spawn away from where you were to where you weren't, and then would kind of just slowly walk directly at you. So while they were deadly, and they could hit and kill you and make you kind of start over in the shooting range area, the deadliness and the tactical aspects of their AI just wasn't there. And while they also were technically lootable, they didn't really have anything, and there weren't really any items to use. They were just kind of placeholders. The idea here was that you had this little village that you could run around in, experience the lighting, experience the environmental detail, and how the feel of the game was going to operate. And while it was nice to run around a little while and see some of the gun mechanics and how the weapons performed, I look forward to future iterations of this game coming, I guess, in 2023 to be able to experience hopefully some type of a gameplay loop and see where the AI control goes from there. Something that hopefully is reminiscent of actual tactical gameplay like in Splinter Cell, for instance. Anyway, guys, that's what I have for this video. Thank you so much for coming and checking it out. If you would be so kind, please consider giving me a sub here on the channel, or please follow me on my socials at OnePegMG on Twitter, at OnePeg on TikTok. And as always, I will be live every day starting around 6 to 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/OnePeg. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.